There was a lot of great TV and display tech on the show floor of CES this year, and today we're going to take a look at some of my favorites. First up, let's take a look at LG. They had one of the standout booths of the entire show. I'm sure you guys, if you've spent any time looking at CES coverage, have seen what they were doing. But up first, you're greeted by a giant wavy curved wall of OLEDs. It was stunning. It was one of the first things I saw when I walked into that section of the show, and it really was almost breathtaking. I mean, they did a great job greeting you with something that visually pleasing. Then you head inside the booth and it gets even better. LG had their rollable OLED TVs on display, which were simply stunning. They had them in a single row and they were coming up one at a time. It was almost like a cascading effect or a wave. It looked really cool, and the TV didn't, to my eyes, look different than the standard OLEDs that you see in a Best Buy or, in my case, at home. We also learned that these TVs will be available for sale this year. Now I'm guessing they're not going to be cheap, but you will be able to buy them at some point, which is pretty cool. LG also had an 88-inch 8K OLED on display that looked simply amazing. I mean, 88 inches of pure OLED goodness, especially at 8K, is incredible. It was one of the best pictures I've ever seen. Even in the well-lit, brightly overlit convention center, it looked simply amazing. Next, I headed over to the Hisense booth to see what they had to offer. They had their ULED TVs on display. Yes, we have OLED, ULED, and standard LED TVs now. The ULED is Hisense's hybrid technology that they use to give the image better quality and contrast. It's not quite on par with an OLED TV, but I would say to my eye, it did look better than a standard LED TV. They also had their newer Adonis TVs on display, which are a modular platform. They had a 145-inch modular TV on display. It looked really good. It didn't look modular to my eye. Now, it wasn't quite as sharp as a normal TV would be, but it looked still really good. Hisense also had their short throw laser projectors on display. These are really cool. They let you put the projector very close to the wall while still having the full size, 100, 150, 160 inch screen that you would normally expect from a standard projector. They had 3 different models on display. The lower end model, to my eye, didn't look that great. The mid-tier model is where you start getting good picture quality, in my opinion, where you can say, hey, this actually makes sense. But then the 4K model, the higher end one, that actually looks like a console, a regular TV console, but it slides out and then projects onto your wall that way, as opposed to just sitting on top of a TV stand or console. That one looked really good. Now, my issue with these in the past has been they're super expensive and they don't quite look as good as TVs, and in some instances they don't even look as good as regular home theater projectors. But now I think, at least with this 4K model, they've hit a point where you've got ultra convenience, it looks amazing, and also the image quality is what you would want and expect from such a high-priced item. After wandering around for a while and admittedly getting lost on the CES floor, I stumbled on a booth for Konka, a Chinese brand that is looking to bring their TVs to the US. They had a series of what appeared to be pretty standard smart TVs, but they also had an 88-inch LED TV that looked really good. It stood out specifically because it had a kind of art easel style stand and a nice row of speakers, or a included soundbar as you would call it, on the bottom. I'm not sure about quality or price point, but I'll be interested to test some of these TVs out in the future. With all the cool TVs floating around, Sony did not want to be left out of the party, and they brought some really nice new sets. Sony had their new Master Series LEDs on display, which come in either an 85 or 98-inch size. These LED TVs are 8K and they looked really, really good. Now, the blacks weren't quite as deep as OLEDs. Obviously, this wasn't a controlled lighting environment, so I can't really do a direct comparison, but they looked quite impressive for an LED TV. Now, this is supposed to have all Sony's color science and technology inside of it. I'm sure it's going to come with a premium price tag as well, but having an 8K screen that probably costs less than the competing 88-inch OLED, say from LG or another manufacturer, would be very nice. So those were my standout TVs from the show, and also, I guess, laser projectors. Let me know what you thought about them in the comments below. Are you going to be picking up any of them this year? Or if you're at the show and you saw anything that I missed, let me know as well. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. I'm Jay. This is Tech Everything. I'll see you next time.